And hello to all my Scorpio friends. I would like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for September of 2021. Now today they have done an interesting setup. They want me to do a financial specific spread for the Scorpios. We're going to set this up like a storyline. That way we look at a whole bunch of different stories for all the different Scorpios, because your financial situations are not all the same. But something big is going on in September to the fact that they want me to talk about it for your monthly general reading. So we're going to see what that is. It should be interesting to see. We also have nothing extra at the end. They usually do that when there's a lot and they just want to focus on the bulk of our reading. So the storyline casts this wide net across all the Scorpios. It's really about finding the story that's right for you, and they're not all going to resonate. I have had people say that multiple ones do, but it's really just about finding the one. So if the first few don't resonate with you, please bear through till the end to find the one that does. So the cards are already shuffled. I'm going to bring you in now so you can watch. There we go. And these are my ritual cuts. Basically cuts the deck into 3 different pieces, puts them back together in a separate order, and that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. And then they're ready to run. So let's see what the big financial thing is. A lot of you are going to be moving new money around, getting to work on new money. That was the first thing that occurred before any card got flipped. So let's see where we're at here. Coming in very clean, first of all. Nothing upside down or inverted. That's quite interesting. Not to mention rare. Still going. Hold on. Nope. Still going. There's my end. Okay. A lot to start with. I have to get more cards to describe, but first I have to kind of pick apart where these stories all separate. And when the facings are not clear, it's hard to do. This is all going to be one story here. Also there. I feel like this one's going to be a standalone. Let me just double check, make sure I got that right. Well, appears to be so. Okay, so we're looking at 4 different stories for Scorpio. Let me get some more cards to determine what's what. I'm going to try to keep this minimal. It's going to be hard to do. Storyline spreads are so big, usually. And it's just because so much information is usually cast. But it's a good thing. You know, information is a good thing. It lets you know like what to do with it. And gives you a lot of advice and all that stuff too. So we're just about all ready. I'm just grabbing a couple oracle cards here. I'll move all this on camera so you can see it better too. I know I'm kind of off camera at this point. Big financial themes for Scorpios. Big stuff that they do not want you to miss. All right, that's good. This is good. This one is not up top here. I don't know if I'm going to do that better than that. That's probably it. And then here we have that. Okay, let's zoom out and get to work. All right, so start with this one. This is the easiest of my group. I usually try to save the biggest theme for last. That way we can spend the most time on it. All right, Scorpio. So story number 1, where we're going to begin with this whole journey. For a lot of you, they want to talk about an action in regards to your finance that's actually love related. A lot of you are spending a lot of money on love. It's not a good thing. I have the heartbreak card. It's not a good place to be investing your money for a lot of Scorpios. I know for a lot of you, you don't know what of these stories is going to be yours yet, so you may want to come back to this at the end if the others don't resonate as much. This is a wonky one because basically it may be actually some good information or some good knowledge across the board. It may just not be the month for Scorpios to be investing large amounts of money in regards to love. They have round and round comes up. So this is a cyclical thing for a lot of you Scorpios. If this is like a new beginning in love, I'm probably not relating it to that. This is more repetitive. Here we go again with the nonsense stuff. So this is almost like spending money to go to counseling, spending money for a therapist, or to try to fix something. So this is money being spent in regards to love. They're showing an action in regards to heartbreak or something like that, and that it's cyclical. It's really a cyclical thing. So if this is you, I guess, I don't even know if you'd take the advice at this point not to do it, but you may really want to consider not doing it. They don't show it panning out very well. And like I said, if you're like a Scorpio that's with a new love situation or not a love situation at all, very easy, because this story is not for you. So you don't have to attach to it whatsoever. Really, the lesson is more about learning that this is a cycle. This is cyclical. It's less about what you're going through and more about you learning your behavior patterns and the things that you spend your money on in regards to this. Again, this is a financial spread. That's really all I have to say about story one. Probably going to be a much more rare group of Scorpios that applies to, but like I said, you may want to check back in with that. So there's story number one. Story number two, I have a lot of Scorpios that are nurturing their emotions about things that have been toxic or not doing things the correct way. Some of you may have made some financial mistakes. Some of you may be recovering from just some bad decisions in general. They don't call it a bad decision. It's kind of brought up like the taking care of your people. So you may have spent a lot of money on your family, your group, or your community of some sort. Your circle of people, something like that could also come up for it. They show, for a lot of you, this is causing a quite large loss of funds. For a lot of you, this is like a bankruptcy type thing, or abandonment. The card means the same things, bankruptcy and abandonment. So not good things we want to avoid. They're saying also here that we have the observer card coming in, so a lot of you are watching this happen. You're seeing it unfold. It could also be an indicator to take a less active approach and step back and just kind of watch and observe instead of partake in this loss of money or whatever it's being funneled into, whatever you're caring about, trying to fix something, do it right, do it the right way, or purify. Purification is another card that comes up with that card. Just a really tough situation for a lot of Scorpios. Probably going to be the most specific story of my bunch. That'll probably be very few, but for the ones that's about, I mean, very, very important facts there. Also advice, really to step back and watch and don't. It's I need to get through the rest before I say it, but it's really, so far, it's not the time for Scorpios to be moving money around this month. So that's what we have for story number two. I'm going to go into this one now. This is story three. Make sure I organized it in the right way. I moved them all around, to get them on camera. So, okay, so this is a financial message for Scorpios. Let me look ahead. Let me look ahead before I get too jumpy with tasting the words before I spit them out of my mouth. They're both of these stories are pretty big themes. This is obviously going to be the biggest part of my audience, the biggest part of the Scorpio group. For a lot of you now, a lot of love stuff has come up in your financial spread. Just straight away. For you, this is, for who I'm talking about in number three, this is a new love situation. I have tick-tock, which is the clock. Tick-tock, I have timing. It's all about timing right now. Timing in regards to money. And money moves and all that stuff. We have a love message coming in at the beginning of the month. This is it's showing delays. There are delays with this love message. It's probably financial delays, more so than the love itself. Again, this is a financial spread first, even though we have a ton of love stuff coming up in this. We have, so message coming in at the beginning of the month. It does get hung up. Your finances will get hung up at the beginning of the month, perhaps through September, or at least it might start getting better toward the end of the month. So the advice is very clear to maybe save or watch your spending, at least at the beginning. Again, congruent with the rest of the stories as far as not a lot of spending, at least toward the beginning. We're going to get more into that when we talk about the moon cycles, but let me finish this story. We also have really be careful about lack of authority in regards to your love. They really want you to take control of your love situation, and love is a very big corner. It's affecting your finances, and I keep seeing that in a lot of these stories. So for a lot of you Scorpios, just make sure that your love is detached from your finances. We have they really want you to start being better about how you mix the two categories. We have an inverted king that's saying that you haven't taken great authority over this. You need to take more care and kind of step up. They do show an unsuccessful emotional tie-in here. So they're saying that you're really prone to maybe falling too hard or whatever comes after that, that you end up doing weird things financially, spending too much, and even if it's spending too much time and depleting yourself energetically more so than just financially. All that stuff comes up there. Overall, not a whole lot of advice except for the Hanged Man card, or in this case, probably a hanged woman. Just letting you know that just delays are coming with the financial message in regards to story 3, especially toward the beginning. So that's really what I have there. Really nothing bad, just kind of stating the story, telling a story. That's all it is. Story number 4. Before I get into story 4, I told you I would talk about the moon cycles. I do a moon cycle forecast every month on my thing, on my general readings. On the newsletter, every month I send out a newsletter, and I have all kinds of great promotions, and also on the Facebook page I do giveaways all the time. Definitely 2 things you want to follow. I'm giving away the moon cycles cheat sheet that I put together. It's good through the end of the year. It's not just for September, it's for all the months. So it kind of gives you a reference guide about all these moon cycles. I'm going to talk to you about September right now, but if you sign up for the newsletter, you get that at your disposal. You can look at the cheat sheet through the end of the year and line up events in your life that'll really benefit you by doing so. If you're already subscribed to the newsletter, you already have it most likely, or you're going to be getting it. So to subscribe to the newsletter, it's free. It's at the bottom of the website, scottsagent.com. You enter your first name, last initial, email address, send it off. I send you back your newsletter and your moon cycles cheat sheet. Good stuff there. So in September, at the beginning of the month, it's actually on September 6th, we have the new moon. The new moon is the time you want to bring something new into your life. So right around the 6th, good, Labor Day as well. Good target time to do anything new that you want to bring into your life, especially financially. Now, the financial stuff that you want to get rid of, that's better placed during the full moon. We have the full moon energy popping in on the 20th. So more later in the month, not so much toward the beginning. Anything you want to get out of your month, whether or your life rather, not just your month. Opportune time to do that on the 20th or anywhere near the end of the month. I call it the garbage truck of the universe. Anything you want to get out, that's the time to do it. And the way the cycle lines up is toward the end of the month. That's how they've been the past few months, and eventually that is going to change as we go into the new year. But the moon cycles cheat sheet will give you a guide to help you with all of it. Also a good time for me to remind everybody that this is a general reading. The storyline helps bring a lot more accuracy to it, but it's still general. We have a lot of Scorpios tuning in. This is the Scorpio Big Bubble Energy. If you're looking for messages that are personal, private, specific just to you, I do offer private readings on my website, scottsagent.com. So let's get into story number 4. Story number 4 talks about moving your life or moving your financial situation into a much better area. This is finally some good news for a lot of Scorpios. I know we went through a lot of fluff to get here, but really, I'm not used to reading rainbow and bubblegum. And the reason that is because when things are good and everything's perfect, there's not really a whole lot for them to say about it. So there's little advice for me to kind of put out there for you. So that's why we talk about a lot of adversity and issues and ways to deal with it. That's what I'm used to reading. And that's to help you guys, So anyway, on to the good news. We have moving Scorpio into a good financial area in regards to September. Happens for a lot of you. I told you these last two stories are going to be large. We have, for a lot of you, you're doing something with your finances together, or they're showing me two people. It may be a couple. It may be just two different people, two different entities. Could be like, your main account and you're starting another account for business or for a 401k or something else. We have two entities or two people coming up for the financial story. We have a little bit binding here. We have people being bound, or the situation being bound, a little bit imprisoned, but it's like usually a choice. It's a choice imprisonment. It's not like a negative thing by any means. It's saying that you still have the freedom to move around. You just feel a little tied down. And for a lot of you, this is going to be a financial thing where you're not kicking it out. You're more kind of saving it in. And I have that come up again here with, I have the Knight of Swords inverted. It's basically showing an inaction. Right next to it, I have the King of Pentacles. It's big money. It's big money coming in, possibly in the month of September. Doesn't really give me a time frame. We're reading for September, so I target it like that. I can't really get more specific than that. Really, the last thing that they give us is clean it up. So they really want to make sure that you have this ready. It's almost like laying the groundwork or the foundation. Just make sure that you have everything, all the ducks in a row, so that you can really nail this home. Because for a lot of you Scorpios, this is new money coming in, or a big chunk of money being brought to you, or you may be doing something with it. It may have a purpose. But by saying in action, I think they don't want you to spend it. It's probably a good time to save it. That does seem to be a recurring theme through every single story. Probably not the month to be spending for my Scorpios. There's a reason for that. They don't tell me what that is because we haven't read October, November, and so forth yet. But obviously they're priming you for something else. And we have different stories that give you different vibration frequencies of the different Scorpios. So that is really the key there, finding the story that's right for you. Go back to story number 1. If the love thing makes sense to you, that is a very interesting one. But love is flowing through a lot of the Scorpios, so not a bad thing. Just heed the advice and make the decisions as you see fit. I trust that you're going to do that. So we're not going to conclude with any specific extras. Usually when that happens, they want us to focus on what's right in front of us. And like I said, there is a lot. So I hope you've done that. I hope that this reading has been meaningful to you and you use it for positive things. That's going to be the end of us here. I do ask that you subscribe if you have not yet. Remember to hit the like button. And I will see you guys all in October. Hope you have a great September. Bye-bye.